And we are live. Welcome everyone to our first Quarantine Checkup podcast. My name is Jarrett Ethan Singan, and this podcast is featured on LSCS's CCS Lifestyle, our artwork submission activity. If you guys have any artworks or videos to share, please feel free to submit in the link below. Without further ado, let's get down to our first guest. He was Catch 2T21's Vice President, our current College President of CCS, and now the up-and-coming Executive Vice President of Externals. I would like to welcome Noki and So thank you again for... It's so awkward, but whatever.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So welcome again to the podcast. How are you doing?
Thanks, man. I'm chill. Focused on ACADS and getting ready for next year.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty well adjusted to online learning and stuff now.
Yeah. Having problems to getting up on time nowadays.
Do you know what? I wake up I wake up 7 every day naman, so it's pretty okay. Yeah.
For me, I just usually our class time is around 9:15, right?
Yeah.
So I set my alarm around 6:30 or something. Then I wake up, then I forget, and I go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then around 9 o'clock, I just realize, it's time to get up, and just grab a quick bite if ever, then just open the laptop and do that.
Yeah, I feel that.
So it's such a hard thing to get used to nowadays.
For sure.
So
I guess people are still trying to learn how to cope naman.
Yeah.
It's really hard talaga. But nothing really much we can do right now.
Yeah, sadly. Next term, I'm not ready for next term for that.
Same. Oh my god, dude.
Thesis, imagine that.
Yeah, thesis 1. Crazy.
So how are you and your family dealing with the COVID right now?
Right now, we're pretty well adjusted because we're 6 in the family, right? And I'm the only one who's still in college. So I'm the only one who has the experience online classes and stuff. But my dad and my brother, both of their offices, they're implementing work from home, so they can chill naman at home and work from home. But my other brother has to go to the office sometimes, and my sister has been working a lot on her other online businesses and stuff, which I'm sure so many people have been working on, which is really good. I mean, it's kind of sad that it's kind of not really sad, but it's kind of sad that some students are forced to while studying, they're forced to create their own businesses to help out their parents. But I think it's also good because these young people like us are being encouraged to start their own businesses and be entrepreneurial and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of my friends, I know this friend of mine, she's already she started a baking business right now. She's making breads, selling this really this kind of bread called babka. So it's very the Jewish style, and then she started her business. It's blowing off really well right now. She sometimes
that's dope.
Yes, funny thing is she sometimes prefers that over ACADS at this point. It's really her passion.
Sure, yeah. I have a lot of friends then who started baking cakes and bread and cookies also.
I've been doing that also. Well, it's an interesting style, especially bread, because it's so complicated, and yet it's such a simple dish, but super complicated in making the process from kneading it to shaping it and stuff like that. It's very fun.
Seems fun though. I really want to make soon.
You should try.
We have time now.
You should try maybe during the 1 week break after this term.
Hopefully. It's
yeah.
2 weeks na, diba? 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks now.
They announced it. They pushed it back by 1 week next year.
I haven't noticed that. Back to online classes for you. How's the subjects for you right now?
Subjects.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now I have 18 units. Because I'm taking 15 units of our flow chart of ComSci. Yeah. And I also applied for a minor in economic studies. So I'm taking one class there right now, which is foundational economics. I like it. It's pretty fun because I mean, I applied for the minor because I'm interested in economics anyway. Then for our CCS classes naman, no, it's okay. Like, I feel like I'm definitely learning this term. You know what I mean? Like, especially compared to other terms, I feel like this is the term where I'm honestly learning the most, especially because of thesis. And Algocom's really tough. Like, for sure, it's really tough, but you know, I feel like it's really necessary naman talaga.
I know what you mean. Like, it's especially the homeworks. I feel like it's very, draining a bit. But then I really learn a lot from programming. It's like,
Facts,
funny thing is that today I recently watched this YouTube video on like coding interview and stuff. And I just realized like nowadays that, wow, this is really useful, especially for when we get into the real world, get to that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm also planning to take minors now on cybersecurity. The one they announced.
Oh, you're gonna take a CCS minor.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I don't know, because our batches, we have no specialization.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's like.
When are you gonna start? You're gonna start the next term?
Most likely, yeah. Because hopefully we can have it before we graduate. That's my goal right now. For you, how's the flowchart with your minors now?
It's pretty heavy. Like, because I decided to take the minor, I'm gonna have to overload every term from this term until we graduate. And yeah, malas lang because it had to be online classes. But
yeah,
I mean, I guess it would have been a lot easier if they were still face to face. But I think I'm gonna adjust the mind because that's really my goal, like to graduate on time with you guys, with our batch. Because parang that's the only time we're gonna be. Because our batch is pretty close, right? 1 to 7. Parang, I think grad is the only time we're gonna be in one spot together again. So parang, it would be sad if I wouldn't graduate with you guys. So that's really my goal, just to be on time.
Hope we graduate in physical, like we don't have audition.
I know. It sucks now if it's because that's more than 1 year from now, and if it's still not okay by then, that would really suck, man.
I wish you can do that, So of course you are currently also the college president of CCS right now. How's it adjusting for like the extracurricular activities with the online stuff? Like especially like CCS week, I noticed that the new approach now.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll start by when this whole pandemic first started.
Yeah.
That was probably the most stressful decision I've ever had to make in the USG because right when this whole lockdown and online learning was starting, right, there was so much flack. There's a lot of discussions between the students and the admin. And like, being that mediator or that middleman, you sort of have to be the mediator of trying to explain to the students the admin side and the same vice versa for the admin. And like, that was so hard because it wasn't just me, of course. It was the entire USG Exacom. We were meeting almost every day and we were talking so much about like what we should do, what we should propose to the admin. Of course, there are a lot of discussions, there are a lot of disagreements. And yeah, that was really stressful. But then I guess we were able to come up with a fair solution, man. But like going forward, like more recently, since everybody sort of is still more adjusted than they were before, the online learning and also online extracurriculars. As life kind of made it a bit clearer on how we can go about online activities, because like I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, and it's so limiting pa rin eh. Like, especially those people who are really, active in orgs. I'm sure they're kind of disappointed na a lot of their activities didn't push through. Like you said, CCS week, I'm kind of sad that it didn't push through in real life but based on like what I saw online, because if you didn't know, I really let the project heads, it was the plan, we had a discussion with the project heads that it was their project. It was under the CSG, but really they honestly deserve all the credit for planning everything, and they deserve the credit for executing everything too. They would ask me naman for consultations on what to do, but honestly I'm just really proud of what they were able to do. I think given the situation, they still pulled it off really well because we had a successful culmy day. It wasn't a culmy night. We had a successful webinar too when we partnered up with COS. And yeah, it's good that we were able to have this term to adjust to online extracurriculars. I guess it also prepares me for next term when I'm gonna be the EVPE of LSCS na.
Yeah.
Of course, with the rest of my core for next year. So if you didn't, just so you're informed, I'll just reintroduce the core for next year. So
go.
Yeah, see Reb Lau is the president, Legs John Legaspi the EVP internals, and Miles Chan is the executive secretariat operations, EVP operations. My bad. Cut that out, bro. He's gonna get so mad.
It's fine.
He's gonna get so mad. Sorry.
It's
Secretariat is the old name pala, and then Bertel changed it to the constitution.
We changed to operations.
Dude, come on, man. That's not bad.
I nearly did that with Bubs also. Don't worry about that. I put there sometimes like I used to put there secretariat, and then Miles had to clarify like multiple times operations. So like,
that's the thing.
I keep forgetting until now. But
that's fine.
Yeah.
Go.
No, because like, based on your MDA, I'm really like very excited for what's gonna come up next in LSCS. I think especially now where bigger batches now will be coming into the organization as officers. Since because us 117 and 116 were small batches. I think now, especially with the 118, 119 now in the officer roles, it's going to have more opportunity. There's going to be more people, and then we have more manpower now. So I'm like really excited for what's going to happen for LSCS.
That's so true though, because I remember when we were Frosh, like half of CCS was small batches, 116 and 117, and it was so hard to we were so dispersed in terms of orgs, and a lot of people had 3 or 4 orgs because there just weren't a lot of people to be officers. I'm just glad I'm excited that there's a lot of new lower batch students who are stepping up and applying to become officers.
Yeah.
For the LSCS officers and members out there, I'm really encouraging you to apply for an AVP and any committee you want to apply for. Because I'm sure you won't regret it. I'm sure you won't regret applying. And of course, if you get the position, us, the incoming core, will make sure that this next year for LSCS is going to be a good one, despite any disadvantages we might have. We're still going to try our best to try and improve our org.
The usual thing they think about our batch, if you're the more louder people, we're the quiet.
Our block is so loud, honestly, with our bosses. And then it's basically just me and Judge going like, no, you be president. Then he was like, no, I don't want to be president. Yeah, people don't know this.